making this announcement in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, laws of the state of New Jersey. The Borough Clerk has prepared a schedule of the meetings of the governing body of the Borough of Kenilworth for the year 2021. The Borough Clerk has posted a true copy of this schedule on the bulletin board located at the front entrance of Borough Hall and has mailed true copies of this schedule to the local source, the Star Ledger, and the Home News Tribune, and is maintaining a copy of this schedule in her office during the year 2021. During the public health emergency caused by the coronavirus, the Borough Council will continue to meet on their regular scheduled meeting dates at 6 p.m. The council meetings will continue to commence as soon as possible after the work session. Accordingly, the notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied in regard to this meeting. Please stand for the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Cesari.
Here.
Councilman David. Here. Councilman Finestrella. Here. Councilman Ladati. Here. Councilman Pence. Here. And Councilman Puglisi. Here.
Is there a meeting to approve the minutes of the work session and council meeting of December 9, 2020, and the special meeting of December 22, 2020?
Second.
Motion made by Councilman David, seconded by Councilwoman Cesari. All in favor?
Aye.
We're abstaining, Scott and I.
Okay.
I'm going to caution the governing body. I think no member of this governing body should speak on behalf of any other member of this governing body. Let them all speak for themselves.
Okay. Agree. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the reorganization meeting of January 4th, 2021?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ladati, seconded by Councilman David. All in favor?
Aye.
Various advisories were received from the New Jersey State League of Municipalities. The New Jersey State Department of State sent a letter of appreciation for the 2020 New Jersey Census participation, and all department reports were received for the month of December.
Okay, is there a motion to accept communications and reports?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Cesari, seconded by Councilman Ladati. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, welcome everyone. We are well onto our way into the new year, and I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. Current COVID-19 cases in Kenilworth are as follows. We have a total of 640 cases. 140 of these have fallen in the past 30 days, with 31 of these cases in the past week. Please continue to be diligent in following safety protocols. Thousands of healthcare workers, first responders, and our elderly population have been receiving safe and effective vaccinations every day. Anyone wishing to receive one can pre-register at covidvaccine.nj.gov. Also, Union County is opening a registration for residents as well at ucnjvaccine.org. I participated in the county mayor's Zoom meeting today and learned that police are not represented as well represented as fire and EMS at the vaccine sites. I urge our police officers and our first responders to get vaccinated for your safety as well as the safety of your family, fellow associates, and our community. Registration is also now open for anyone 65 years of age or older and people 16 to 64 with certain medical conditions as defined by the CDC. To date, 1,049 vaccinations have been distributed in Union County. As of now, there is a daily capacity of 300 units. The county hopes to increase this number to 1,200 to 1,500 people per day. Facing the realities of spending caps and a sluggish economy, we continue to pursue the sharing of services. My predecessors in Kenilworth moved forward in the past in a number of shared service agreements, including construction officials, the Board of Health, and property assessments, and now the CFO, with a significant cost savings to the borough. We need to do more to bring effective government to Kenilworth. Shared service agreements have worked well for us in the past. However, if this proposal to share financial services don't work, we have the ability to end our agreement at any time. A reminder also that St. Teresa's Food Pantry is open Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. until noon, and Wednesday evenings from 6 to 7 p.m. All visits to the food pantry are confidential. The food pantry can use your assistance with food donations, toilet paper, paper towels, coffee, tea, and personal care items such as toothpaste, toothbrushes, shampoo, deodorant, feminine hygiene products, and soap. Other helpful items are cake mixes and frosting, which will allow a family to make a birthday cake, can openers, eggs, and cooking oil. All donations can be dropped off at the rectory. I would just like to briefly touch on the heartbreaking events that occurred in our nation's capital. I urge us all to start with a personal declaration of peace and unity. Our strength lies in our connection, not our division. We share the common heritage of peace, the same need for love and understanding. Our similarities are greater than our differences, and we should not think of others that believe differently as our enemy. We must all remember that we are all brothers and sisters, and we are all Americans. Let's consciously work together to strengthen our community and support one another. Thank you. Finance report, Councilman Ladati.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll just go over a couple of areas you mentioned. Effective February 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021, Roselle Park will perform the contemplated services for the county order as follows. Oh, shut up. Roselle Park Certified Municipal Finance Officer will work as Kenilworth's financial officer. The purchasing agent from Roselle Park will act as our purchasing agent. So there's where that shared service comes in that the mayor had mentioned. Roselle Park will be paid by Kenilworth $55,000 quarter, and it'll be paid quarterly. We have 30 days to withdraw from this agreement. We give them 30 days notice, and if Roselle Park wants to withdraw from the agreement, they have 30 days. So we have it out there that was supplied by our attorney. Something here about our finance department. No requisitions or purchase orders can be entered into the system until the financial department closes. We have to reconcile all accounts and move forward with that before we can start the new fiscal, the new calendar year, actually, not fiscal. The public employees' retirement benefits are going to cost us $338,636. That's a budget increase of $31,000. You see why we're trying to save money. The police fire retirement system budget billing for 2021 is $933,448. Again, you can see why we're trying to do shared services to help us get over the hump of not only losing $100,000 in revenue during 2020 because everything was closed. You know, the courts were closed. We didn't perform weddings here. There's a lot of things that we just didn't have any money. We didn't receive any revenue for. So that's why the shared services. And again, Laura, during her report, will talk about the health benefits for spouses of retired police officers. She'll give you full detail of what she did to regain those funds for the police officers' spouses. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Ladati. Department of Public Works, Councilman David.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm kind of short. As everyone knows, we had the snowstorm back last month, 8 inches. That came through the borough December 16th. We used 30 tons of road salt, 9 gallons of brine, 220 tons of chloride used. With that being said, DPW Superintendent would like to thank Drew Vanderzee, Supervisor of Building and Grounds, and Frank Splendoro from the Kennewick Board of Education. Also Michael Spadari, OEM Coordinator, Landy Levchek, and Dave Spranger from the Kennewick Fire Department. These individuals helped out immensely with clearing roadways of the snowstorm due to the DPW's been hit kind of hard lately with some COVID cases. So we're kind of short of manpower, so these gentlemen stepped up and plowed the streets with our DPW. And that's all I got.
Okay, thank you, Councilman David. Public Safety, Councilwoman Cesari.
Oh, I get to go. Thank you, Mayor. Okay, I received a report from Chief Zimmerman, and there were 1,436 calls for service, 162 911 calls, and 24 summonses issued. On December 6, 2020, a resident on the 700 block of Woodland Avenue reported to have been burglarized. They entered into the home through a window and made off with a quantity of jewelry. The home was not occupied during the burglary, and there were no reported injuries. Detectives are still investigating. We had a no-shave November and double-down December. On December 17th, Chief Zimmerman and Officer Devlin presented a check for $1,600 to St. Teresa's Social Concerns Food Pantry on behalf of the members of the Kenilworth Police Department and residents who participated in the No Shave November and Nails for November campaign, along with Double Down December. Chief Zimmerman is proud of the Kenilworth Police Department for participating and glad to be able to donate to a local charity that affects our own citizens. Arrests. December 18th, a Patrolman Diltz and Patrolman Byron conducted a motor vehicle stop on the boulevard for an equipment violation. The investigation revealed that the operator of the vehicle, Jonathan Alvarez of Greenbrook, did illegally possess oxycodone. Alvarez was arrested and charged with possession of CDS. He was also issued 2 motor vehicle summonses. Fire Department. On December 25th, 2020, Christmas Day, Kenilworth Police and Kenilworth Fire Department responded to a smoke condition at a home on South Michigan Avenue. The fire is determined to be an electrical fire and started in the wall on the south side of the basement. The fire was extinguished and the house was vented. The homeowner was examined by first aid squad but refused further medical attention. Fire department reported boarding up the house and shutting the power off. The investigation revealed a faulty electric breaker to be the cause of the fire and smoke. Criminal mischief. December 30th, a resident on North 20th Street reported that unknown suspects slashed 4 tires of his vehicle that was parked in his driveway sometime overnight, and there are no suspects at this time. Executive order violation. January 1st, 2021. Kenilworth Police reported that Ava's Kitchen Bar and Grill was occupied in violation of the governor's executive orders. The Kenilworth Police Department's Detective Bureau completed a follow-up investigation later that day, and summonses were issued to the owner. The New Jersey Attorney General's Office Alcohol Beverage Commission has taken the enforcement portion for the liquor license violation cited by police. And finally, we have theft on January 6th. The resident at 355 Boulevard reported that she had an Amazon package stolen from her front porch. She later sent police a Ring camera video of the juvenile being dropped off in a black Saturn and committing the theft. So that's another thing. If you have your packages on the porch, either try to get them in as quickly as possible, or have another place where they could be left so that this is not a threat, to be taking your stuff away and losing valuable items. And also, the police subcommittee, we met and have been looking at and interviewing. We need to appoint 2 police officers because we are down. February 1st, we will be having another officer retire. and we will be down manpower. And with COVID and everything going on, we really, really, really need our police. They're our safety, they're our security, and they do a lot for this town. So, I can't make my own motion, can I?
Here you go.
I can, so I make a motion to hire a new police officer and appoint one into the academy.
Second.
Okay, motion made by Councilman Cesari, seconded by Councilman David. All in favor?
Aye. Thank you. And that's all I have, Mayor, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Planning and zoning, Councilman Fenestrella.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Treasury report for the month of December, total receipts of $22,929, of which billing fees total $20,003, trustee fees total $1,326, and miscellaneous fees $1,600. The zoning board unanimously approved the area between Federal Avenue and 26th Street as an area in need of redevelopment. And that's all.
Thank you, Councilman Fenestrella. Recreation and Fire, Councilman Pence.
Thank you, Mayor. Recreation report, there is none. Our meeting is 14th tomorrow. I asked Tristan if there's anything else that she could add, and there's nothing, there's no sign-up set up yet for any sports. The fire report I received for December, there's a total of 55 calls, which includes 3 mutual aid responses, 2 to DeRosa Park, 1 to Cranford. Out of the month of December, 97 total calls, total miles traveled is 608, and total man hours used is 2,004 hours. That's all I have.
Thank you. Health, Education, and Human Services, Councilman Puglisi.
Thank you. The Library Board of Trustees and the Board of Health have yet to meet this year. The Board of Ed, as I understand, met on Monday and they had the reorganization meeting. As was mentioned earlier, the code, to register for the vaccine, all you have to do is to go to covidvaccine.nj.gov. Again, covidvaccine.nj.gov. It doesn't take much time. My wife did it for 3 of us. It only took her about 5-10 minutes. I would really, implore everyone to at least register. Whether or not you go, it's your business. But at least register. You're always open to the possibility at a later point in time. And from what I've been reading lately, again, obviously not a doctor, but the blood types of A and B are particularly harder than the O blood types. So and that's just what I've read. So particularly if you have an A or a B or an AB blood type, you should really think long and hard about getting the vaccine and register. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Linda?
Yes.
A question for Councilman Puglisi. The health department, what I was doing, I was the liaison for the last 5 years. I would put on Facebook or what other media some reports by Dr. Foreman, who's an expert in infectious diseases, and he would give us write-ups, and I would publish them to help our people in town. If you could continue that, that'd be great. Just what you did here with the COVID vaccine, we did a lot of things with Dr. Foreman and Marconi, the health director. Also on the library, if you could find out if they completed fixing the roof, the leaks in the roof, to make sure that, they covered that before we get another winter storm.
That's actually a very good idea. Perhaps when you go forward, and I'll just throw this out there, maybe all department heads should maybe post their report on Facebook or whatever. Just it's actually a very good idea.
Yeah.
Not a million years old with the thought of it, but it's actually a very good idea.
Thank you. That's about it. I think with Doc Panici, Michelle Panici became president of the Board of Ed. I congratulated her today. I was there 3 times as president. So I know what she's up against, and just want to congratulate her publicly. Here, I think it's it's nice for people to volunteer like that. And thank you for listening to me.
Okay.
In reference to Councilman Ladati's earlier comment in regards to resolution number 7 on the consent agenda regarding the health benefits to surviving spouses, right now the borough is contractually obligated to pay for surviving spouse benefits for certain employees of the borough. That commitment happened back in September of 2009. For whatever reason, whether it's COVID-related and the fact that a lot of people are working at home and maybe they do not have access to all their documentation, this state is recommending that we, again, adopt the resolution. So that's what we're doing. We're not committing the borough to anything further. We're not committing the borough to anything more than has already been committed to. This is just a little general housekeeping to ensure that a surviving spouse receives the benefits that she's entitled to. And that's resolution number 7 on the consent agenda. A request was made to remove resolution number 9 from the consent agenda. So resolutions 1 to 8 are listed on the consent agenda and will be enacted by one motion. All items will be recorded individually in full in the minutes. Is there a motion?
Is there,
Second?
Councilwoman Cesari?
Yes.
Councilman David?
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilman Ladati?
Yes.
Councilman Pence?
Yes.
And Councilman Puglisi?
Yes.
Resolution number 9 is the mayor's appointment of Louis Demondo as Kenilworth's representative to the Union County Transportation Advisory Board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman David, second by Councilman Ladati. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, Mayor.
Mayor, no, you're right. If it's off the consent agenda, I think you have to go
Oh,
on to
my
vote.
apologies. Councilwoman Cesari?
Yes.
Councilman David?
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella?
No.
Councilman Ladati?
Yes.
Councilman Pence?
No.
And Councilman Puglisi?
No.
Tie.
There's a tie, Mayor?
yes.
You cast a yes vote.
I cast a yes vote.
Motion passes. Number 10, Mayor?
Okay, is there a motion to approve resolution number 10 to authorize shared service agreement for CFO and QPA services with the Borough of Roselle Park?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ladati, seconded by Councilman David. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Councilman Cesari?
Yes.
Councilman David?
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilman Ladati?
Yes.
Councilman Pence? Councilman Puglisi?
Yes.
Motion passes. That's all I have this evening.
Is there a motion to open the floor to the public?
Second?
Motion made by Councilman David, seconded by Councilwoman Cesari. All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone have anything for the good and welfare of Kenilworth? Please come forward, state your name and address. Okay, seeing no one, is there a motion to close the floor for public discussion?
So moved.
Second? I'm sorry.
Motion made by Councilman Ladati, seconded by Councilman Pence. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, does anyone else have anything to say for the good and welfare of the borough?
I guess I just have one thing. I should have mentioned it in the work session, and I just slipped my mind. I guess every year we're supposed to register our pets with the borough clerk's office, Laura, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And I believe that's mandated by state law. But perhaps maybe Frank can look into this if the council is agreeable. Maybe because of the COVID, we could either suspend that requirement or have maybe an easier way to go about it. I got it since last year I had a kitten, so who's around now is
Can this be done online?
undocumented, so.
No?
I think the answer to your question,
Oh, can be done by mail.
to be blunt, I would have seen it, but I'll check it. I would have seen it if they stopped it. I don't think the governor's executive, but I'll check. I could be wrong.
Councilman, the state mandates that dogs are licensed, and the borough years ago adopted an ordinance making it mandatory that cats be licensed as well. Currently, the policy we have in place, they can also mail that in, so residents do have that option. They can either come in physically, or they can mail their renewals in, or new ones. We just need proof of rabies. And the state also mandates that, be it cats or dogs, cats in particular, if the local municipality has
This is your
passed an
favorite.
ordinance, it has to be valid through at least the first 10 months of the licensing year. Now, because the Borough of Kenilworth does it by calendar year, it has to be valid through at least November 1st of '21 for us to be able to renew a license, and that's the state's regulation.
So there's no exemption, I don't have to look at it, that's
Right.
fine.
I don't believe we
Okay.
can override the state.
And I don't know, but maybe we can mail to everyone who registered last year.
They do get postcards mailed,
Oh, okay.
so they do have the option, they just have to notify us. I will say that they have started coming in prior to the postcards going out, but they are coming in pretty steady so far, so.
That point of order, I've been on this for a while now, and we do our consent agenda, then we open the meeting to the public. I'd like to open the meeting to the public before the consent agenda. They do get a copy of it, and if they have any questions on the agenda, they can bring it forward, either here or the workshop, but we do the consent agenda here. And, we had mentioned, we want more participation with the people in the town. And I think that's one way of accomplishing that.
Okay.
I just, someone who's unfortunately been around as much as I have, a number of towns do it different ways. The way some towns do it is, anything on the agenda, you could speak early on it. So let's say on the agenda is a motion to adopt this water.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to give their input, you can do that. Then at the end of the meeting, the only town that doesn't, I like it, the good and welfare of the town, so I can get up and say, well, I want to talk about this now. But I just ask you to consider that at your workshop. That's the way some towns do it. So if there's something that's on the agenda that you want to talk about, you're given your shot before they vote on it.
Work session.
Some towns do it that way, but holding back, the citizen can't get up and say, I want to talk about traffic on Coolidge Street if it's not on the agenda
Right.
until subsequent.
That's why I said the consent agenda.
Well, the whole-
You're saying the whole
The
agenda.
ordinances, will we allow people to speak on?
Anything, that has its own, the way they read it, and it's been a while since I've had to do it, but any subject that's on the agenda which doesn't have its own hearing can now, you want to discuss it at the next agenda meeting, if you so desire. I'm just telling you how other towns.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? If there's nothing else to be brought before the council, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Ladati, and the second was Councilman Puglisi. All in favor?
I didn't check mine either.
Okay, good night, everyone. Thank you.